5 best mirrorless cameras you can buy in 2021. I compiled this list based on buyer suggestions and opinions, as in our practice alongside hours of deep personal research. I have listed the cameras based on price, features and clarity. Whether you're looking for a high-resolution mirrorless camera or you would like to learn about the key advantages of using them, we've got you covered. As always, our goal is to create an exciting shopping guide for our subscribers and viewers to be able to make the best decisions when buying a Canon D3500. The Nikon D3500 is a compact, easy-to-use point-and-shoot camera designed for best use in field photography, like travel and special events. It's beautifully designed with a high-grade image sensor, which is super fast and responsive. It has a lens with 24MP resolution, which uses an optical viewfinder. One of the advantages of using the D3500 is that it doesn't need much setup before delving into action. Find a great moment you can't but capture, just pull out the camera and get in motion. The autofocus design comes with 11 autofocus points, which makes shooting seamless with impressive accuracy for a device its size. Still photographers particularly love cameras of this mold. It's small and light. The aim is to be able to capture images as fast as possible. This calls for good responsiveness in the device being used, and that's what this gadget offers at the basic level. Of course, you shouldn't expect it to perform like higher-priced full-framed cameras, but surely this piece does well for its price. Its video coverage capacity is also stellar and goes on full mode with no time. With a 1080-60p Full HD video specification, you can record high-quality live views just as you see it. The lens has excellent zoom capabilities, which makes both wide-angle and tight close-up coverage as easy as it comes. The only detriment with the video coverage is that it has no mic input, so sound coverage is difficult. So if your main objective is to record video with detailed sound, then the Nikon D35 might not be best for you. Number 4. Fujifilm X-S10. On the number 4 spot of our top 5 mirrorless cameras is the Fujifilm X-S10. This gadget is very sleek and portable. It's a member of the brand's X-mount camera series. There's a lot of talking points about this camera. It's built, unlike most of the others in the X series, this device is made in the conventional mode. This means if you're used to other brands and would be trying out Fujifilm for the first time, then you should get used to this one too without too much hassle. At the same time, this might be a challenge for Fujifilm fans who don't fancy conventional modes that much. Handling the X-S10 would show you the purpose for this design without anyone hinting you. This device has a small size and a very handy body build. What do you think that the design is for? Of course, it's perfect for outdoor use. If you're covering an event and don't want to be carrying anything large around, this one is perfect for you. Another advantage of the X-S10 is its in-body stabilization. This is a feature that is almost common in all mirrorless cameras. The IBIS feature solidifies its handling and build quality. The finesse of this camera just proves that it isn't exactly designed for amateurs, and the price also confirms this. Other brilliant features added to it make it an absolute quality pick, including a 3-inch vari-angle rear touchscreen used mostly for video mode, a Fujifilm X lens mount, and a lens resolution of 26.1MP. What's more to enjoy about this brilliant photography gadget? I've got one. It has a maximum 4K resolution. If you're a stills photographer or you plan on venturing into the field, then this device is perfect for you. It would help you master how the pros use EVF features for continuous shooting, which requires fast and responsive autofocus. You get to test and maybe master all of these features without having to break the bank to buy expensive gadgets. Number 3. The Nikon D850. The Nikon D850 is an absolute game changer in the area of image sharpness and low light shooting. The camera does beautifully well with its very fast autofocus and focus shift shooting mode. All of these are based on the innovative backside illuminated BSI full-frame image sensor. The sensor has no optical low-pass filter, therefore, images on the viewfinder are as original as they come. This is without doubt a professional-grade camera. It comes with a 45.7 MP lens resolution. The lens comes with an impressive dynamic range, which particularly comes in handy for video recording. You can imagine getting coverage for an extensive focus area without having to tilt or move it. Speaking of video recording, this device records at 4K Ultra HD video resolution and has a 120 frames per second slow motion at the normal video quality of 1080p. Combined with the battery life, this camera is loved by many videographers. There are a few setbacks to the video recording though, the absence of in-body image stabilization and the focus peaking at 1080p video quality. All of these can cause reduction in the image quality, especially when capturing rowdy areas. Overall, the D850 is no sledge in the Nikon line, and also when compared to other cameras in the same price range. Other talking points of this digital tool include low shutter noise and a very responsive tilting rear touchscreen. Alongside a sleek body, lightweight and very handy, this gadget is built to last and serve professionals even with everyday use. Number 2. Fujifilm X-T4. Seated on the number 2 spot is our number 2 Fujifilm product, the Fujifilm X-T4. This model belongs on Fujifilm line of sports cameras. That gives you an idea that it's perfect for live action capturing and a balanced recording. The X-T4 is a premium mirrorless type with a high-grade electronic viewfinder. This accounts for its stellar image processing, crispy, clear and high resolution. The 26.1 MP resolution lens captures images as clear as it comes. It's built with the IBIS design with its image sensor very stable. So you can picture how clear the image comes with shaking reduced to its barest minimum. All these features added up to make this model an excellent build for video coverage. What more is featured on this Fujifilm model? It comes with an APS-C sensor, a 15 frames per second mechanical shutter, raw image processing because it's a mirrorless model, and an improved battery to support the EVF. For the body build, the camera has a dust-proof, pro-grade and splash-protected body. With all of these features, the X-T4 is designed for high-speed continuous shooting and advanced autofocus. The cutting-edge design is best suited for high-quality video coverage. You'll be totally blown away by its video recording specifications. This Fujifilm camera comes with a 60 frames per second, 10-bit internal recording capacity, even at 4K video resolution. The video clarity that comes with this rate is unparalleled. The only downside to this model is that it doesn't come with a headphone socket. You'll need an adapter for quality sound coverage. And number 1, the Canon EOS R5. Welcome to the number 1 feature on our list of top 5 mirrorless cameras to buy in 2021. Apart from its price, which is downright expensive, no other mirrorless cameras match the quality of the Canon EOS R5. Yes, you heard that right. This is hands down the best. Let's check out its features. The device comes with a full-frame sensor and a 45 MP lens resolution. You can imagine the picture clarity of this beauty. It uses the Canon RF lens mounted on an OLED electronic viewfinder. I mean, capturing stills has never been more real. Let's talk about this gadget's build. The body of this Canon model is built for rugged use. It has a strong and sturdy design, which makes it handy and easy to use for continuous shooting. The body is also water-resistant, dustproof and low maintenance. Although, for a device this expensive, it only makes sense that you buy additional gears to support proper handling and safekeeping. Notwithstanding, this device is built to last. The continuous shooting is just out of here with up to 12 frames per second mechanical shutter and a 29 frames per second electronic shutter. These produce consistently clear images with no blurriness thanks to the IBIS in-body stabilization. You also get a professional-grade autofocus, all of which are displayed on the vari-angle touchscreen rear monitor. How about video coverage? The Canon EOS R5 records clearly in 8K maximum video resolution, which gives astounding video quality. The standard recording balances at 4K video resolution. The only hiccup to the video recording is that the battery heats up fast and drains quickly at 8K recording. Hopefully, Canon would produce an upgrade to fix this bit. And that wraps the video for today. Hope you enjoyed watching the awesome gadgets featured in today's top 5 videos.
Hey everybody, Patrick Norton here for Signal by Sony, and today we're going to talk about DSLR and mirrorless cameras. Taking the next step in photography usually means getting a nicer camera than the one that's in your smartphone or a pocket-sized point-and-shoot. Now back in the day, if you were really serious, this meant getting a DSLR. The big fat camera that looks all professional, more features, larger image sensors, and the ability to change out lenses to best match what you're doing. Telephoto, wide angle, the ever awesome prime lenses for portraits or low light. Now in the past few years, mirrorless cameras have started to really rival DSLRs. So let's explain what the differences between the two really are and clear up some myths about mirrorless cameras and why one might be a better match for your needs. Now, in an old school DSLR, after the light passes through the lens, it hits a mirror inside the camera that bounces the light through a prism and into the viewfinder you use to frame the shot and focus. Now in many modern cameras, only part of that light goes through the OVF, or optical viewfinder, while part of it hits a separate autofocus sensor. Now, when you want to take a picture, things get really interesting. You hit the shutter button, and that whole mirror assembly flips up. That's that distinctive taking a picture sound that DSLRs make. Light hits the camera's sensor or film directly, and the viewfinder blacks until the exposure is finished. Basically, you'll see approximately the exact same light level as you experience. So if it's dark, you'll have a dark viewfinder, and it can be difficult to set up a shot in dark situations. In a mirrorless camera, there's no mirror and no optical viewfinder. Instead, the light passes straight through the lens to the sensor, which handles autofocus and passes the digital image to either the electronic viewfinder or to the big screen. Since there's no mirror mechanism inside, the camera can be smaller and still deliver the same quality. Got the differences between interchangeable lens cameras and DSLRs down? Good. Let's blast away some of the myths and misinformation that's out there. True or false? DSLRs have larger sensors than mirrorless cameras. False. Sure, when mirrorless cameras came out years ago, the best full-frame sensors could only be found in larger, heavier, old-school DSLR bodies. Not anymore. Sony's awesome Alpha A7 line packs one of the best full-frame sensors available into an interchangeable lens camera. True or false? Mirrorless cameras deliver less battery life. True. When you reduce size, you reduce the amount of space you have for batteries. In the case of a mirrorless, because the idea is to create a much smaller camera body with that beautiful full-frame sensor, you'll often find as much as 50% less battery time. Top-end mirrorless cameras come with 2 batteries. And look, it's pretty easy to change out a battery, but we wanted to give you the heads up so you'll know to keep it with you when you're on that once-in-a-lifetime nature adventure or just shooting the kids in the park. By the way, some mirrorless manufacturers, like Sony, actually let you use your smartphone charger to charge the batteries, which again provides benefits for portability. True or false? Mirrorless autofocus is inferior. This is another hotly debated topic that's been raging on internet forums since mirrorless cameras were first introduced. The key difference is that DSLR autofocusing directs light using a mirror to a dedicated AF sensor or autofocus sensor for quick focus locks, where in mirrorless, the light passes directly to a sensor that processes both imaging and autofocus. Now, in the past 5 years, mirrorless cameras have caught up with technologies like Sony's fast hybrid autofocus system, which incorporates both contrast detection and phase detection autofocus on the same sensor, and in some cases have faster autofocus speeds and can focus in lower light than a DSLR. True or false? Mirrorless cameras don't have great lenses. I gotta say false for this one. First up, Sony's making some great lenses for their mirrorless cameras. Second, you can use non-Sony lenses with a third-party adapter. It's one of the advantages of the super short flange focal distance. That's the space between the mounting ring and the sensor plane. Now that difference varies between cameras and brand, but the adapters can be precisely calibrated so each lens can render an image clearly. That said, wide-angle lenses might have some color shift issues in the corners. You'll have to test your lenses and see how they look. True or false? A bigger camera is a better camera. False. If you got a great sensor and a camera that has lots of lens options for great glass, there's no benefit to having a larger camera. That flange back distance, or the distance from the lens mount to the sensor, is larger for DSLRs because they have to stuff the mechanical mirror assembly between the lens and the sensor. Mirrorless cameras can be smaller, lighter, and easier to carry because they don't have to pack that moving mirror. So, are you wondering why so many serious photographers are all up in arms about mirrorless cameras? Look, better than DSLR autofocus performance. Third-party lenses. Silent shutter, especially with Sony's new A7R II, a lot of places where you want to be invisible, like photographing a wedding or a golf event, the shutter noise, it's irritating. Focus peaking, that allows the camera to outline the edges of whatever's currently in focus with a colored border. Makes it easy for the photographer to use manual focus and ensure a great shot. They're lighter, they're more portable. That's incredibly helpful for drones and underwater photography. Of course, they're smaller and more compact. When you boil it down, spec for spec, the lines are now blurred between DSLR cameras and mirrorless cameras. A top-of-the-line interchangeable lens camera like Sony's A7R II can deliver next-generation quality images. To stay on top of everything Sony, be sure to check out the Signal by Sony channel. For now, this is Patrick Norton saying, I'll see you next time.
The Sony Alpha 6000 mirrorless camera. Amazingly light and lightning fast. With the fastest autofocus on Earth, it can shoot 11 high-res stills per second. Welcome to a world beyond DSLR.